Greetings, everyone. Hopefully, you've all had a wonderful day. Your boy Drizzy Drake is here. So first thing I want to say out the gate, I know there are people out there that can't read. That's okay. I forgive you anyway. Like the title of this stream implies, please don't talk about anything Berserk related while I'm streaming this. I know people want to say this, that, and the other. Don't be saying, "Hey, Dritz, I hope you're okay," or "Hey, Dritz, I'm sorry. No, you suffering." Just don't leave it at that. Whenever I'm ready to talk about Berserk, I'll talk about Berserk. Just treat everything like it's normal, baby. We talk in One Piece, all right? Cool. All right. Bet. Thanks to my mods, by the way, the lovely people. What's up, Yorich? Abdel, Zoro 180, Lancelot, Seth Barber. Yo, what's on Beyond? Oh, how's everyone's day been so far? Hey, I have a 3-day weekend ahead of me, man. I am excited. I'm not gonna lie. That's one extra day I don't have to work next week. We gotta play Smite again. What's your username, Seth? I forget. What's up, Tesla? Nice to see you. You don't even read the chapters anymore. You just watch the streams. Yo, we got a fully indoctrinated drag down over here. Shout outs to Young Bill. What's up, Raiden? Oh, Nugget Silvers. What's up, Paris? Am I on PlayStation? No, I play Smite on the PC. Yo, why don't you turn the camera anymore? Want to see Kitty? I no longer live in Florida, Mike. I have not for. In a couple months, it will be a year. Snickers is no longer with me. She's with her owner. Snickers is doing fine, though. I'm in the same mood I am normally, Bill. One of the reasons why I am banning all Berserk talk is that by talking about it, it's going to get me in that mood, and it's probably going to irritate me. I know there's good intent behind most of the Berserk comments that I see, but, you know, I kind of just want to do business as usual. Silvers, you ruined that for yourself. We didn't do that. You did that. Playoffs mid. Hey, listen. If the Clippers lose tonight, I will be a happy man. Raphael, I just explained this like 1 minute ago, but like, just take the title as word. Don't be saying nothing. The mods will get your ass. Get it clean. Exactly. Exactly. Let's just talk about some good old One Piece and whatever the hell people want to talk about. Dritz, did Wano surpass Whole Cake Island after the recent chapters at least? Counter question for you, Rahul. What would make you think that whatever happened in the previous chapters would make Wano better than Whole Cake Island? Genuine question, because I'm not sure why you would think that based off of the past few chapters. Playoff P, balling as usual. Well, I mean, he actually performed pretty well in the last game. They just can't play defense, so they lost. I mean, he had 28 points. That's pretty good. Luka Doncic's baby bird, baby sparrow, as Skip would say. Big Zone, I should ban you. But I'm not going to. Let's talk about Hunter x Hunter. You know, ironically enough, Hunter x Hunter, I was watching people react to it last week, and I was having a lot of fun. Thanks, I appreciate the love, Trayvon. Oops, there we go. Yeah, I know, Sen. I'll be talking about. No, it's kind of weird. You know, obviously, I read the spoilers for everything. So when I saw the spoilers for this chapter, I was like, kind of on par for what we would expect. Nothing too crazy. There are some things I'm like, yeah, people might like that. People might not like that. Shouldn't be too crazy. And then the chapter comes out, and I see video titles and people calling this like chapter of the year. And I'm genuinely confused as to why people are saying that. I honestly, I just don't get it. Maybe just because Kaido did some Meathead stuff. But chapter of the year compared to all of the other Meathead things we got, it actually confused me. I don't know where it's coming from. But shout outs to people who enjoyed it. Love you all. Yo, quietly, is that Brago? Yo, just tell me who's your favorite Scabbard and why is it Conjuro? Yo, Brago, is your favorite Scabbard Conjuro? Do I even have such a thing as a favorite Scabbard? Does that exist? Let me see. Who is actually my favorite Scabbard? Oh man, I guess it'd probably be Kinemon out of all of them. I actually liked Kinemon prior to Wano. Have I read Wheel of Time in the First Law? I've read First Law. I have not read Wheel of Time. Where is Marco? We'll talk about that when we get to the chapter. Marco is just, you know, he's just vibing. Marco, dude. No, you're right, Water Spirit. I love them all. Yeah, actually, Sen, I was actually the same way. When I read the spoilers, I was like, oh, okay. Like, there were a couple things I thought were humorous, and then when I read the chapter, I was like, that's not okay. So I don't know. I think I have various things to say about this chapter. Nothing too serious. I guess one of them is actually kind of serious, but more just small critiques. So let's, without further ado, without further stalling, let's just go through the chapter. If you want, you can pull it up so that we can go through page by page because that's what we'll be doing. And also Brago, you know, just capping for the streets. He's a hoe. Monday, Mario Kart Monday's gone. When was the last time we did Mario Kart Monday? Curious. All right, so first page. Out of everything that was in the chapter, I think the best part of the chapter for me was actually the first page of the chapter. I can say the most positive things about about the chapter in the first page, and then everything else I have to say more. I have more critiques of. If that sounds, it probably sounds ridiculous to some people, but we'll just go over it. So one of the reasons why I like the first page of this chapter is just for an extremely simple reason. It's just, you know, Kaido talking shit. And I actually really like the Gomu Gomu no jab from Kaido. I thought that was actually pretty good. Not something I would have expected someone from One Piece to say. I hope that stays in the Viz version because I actually really like that. I think that's pretty cool because that's something that we've talked about as fans. Like when we like make fun of moves, we use the Japanese version, go like Gomu Gomu no, the Gomu Gomu no plot. I like that. That was cool. Now, when it comes to the first 2 pages, I have two minor criticisms or critiques about them. So we'll handle the one I think matters the most. The second page, Kaido says, "Seems like you couldn't be Joy Boy either." This seems, I don't know. It's one of those things where I really wish that Oda would have actually shown this on screen, because from Kaido's perspective, this seems basically completely unprompted. From the way that the fight's gone out, I haven't really seen anything from Kaido to outside of the "could you be as great as them" moment where he's like trying to connect stuff to Joy, but this just seemed to be a drop. But one of the things I noticed is that while Kaido's dialogue sounds cool, I would probably argue that this dialogue is misplaced based upon what was said in the previous chapter. And that may sound odd, but I'll try to explain it. Because if you read these chapters back to back, it kind of felt like Oda pressed rewind and then play again. Because in the previous chapter, whenever we go back up to the rooftop, Kaido is basically describing things like, Luffy got all cocky, and then, sigh, you weren't good enough. And then the chapter ends off on kind of like a final statement where it's, what does he say in the previous chapter for the final statement? I want to get it right. He says, if they're not shown proof, their faith in you will never die. Isn't that right? And I'm reading off of TCB, so I'm not reading off of the Viz because, lol. But then he says, if they're not shown proof, their faith in you will never die. Isn't that right? And that kind of feels like a final thing to say. And if you go and read the first thing from this chapter, it's kind of like Kaido reset. He basically says the same thing over again, but adds on the Joy Boy stuff. So if you read this back to back, Kaido says they remember you, break their spirit, and then like time passes, and then he says, you managed to coat your blows with Conqueror's haki, but your technique left a lot to be desired. So he just keeps going here. And then he ends it off with basically the exact same thing the last chapter ends with, which is some statement to quote unquote end the scene when he makes the Joy Boy stuff. A bit odd just from a structural standpoint, but I don't really hold a whole lot of, I don't think it matters that much. Just something that I noticed I couldn't help but comment on when I was reading. But the Joy Boy line's obviously going to get people talking because that opens up a lot of doors for Kaido, which I think is a good thing. For me, Kaido's borderline between being boring and being cool. So we'll see where this can go. As far as Kaido's character is related, this could be a great gateway into the Rock stuff. One of the things that I hope that Oda doesn't do is something that I think, from what I've seen from the fans, most people don't like, which is Oda basically trying to punch people on the top of the head with the Luffy's the chosen one bit. If you've noticed, he's been doing that a lot in this arc. I know in the One Piece fandom that people aren't necessarily privy to the predestined stuff. We'll see where it goes. I don't really have anything against it. I think that's a cool gateway for Kaido. That's the best part of the chapter, though. I think the dialogue from Kaido and Kaido's action is the best part of the chapter, because you'll see it in a lot of series that villains aren't necessarily proactive. I mean, in One Piece, it's a good example. A lot of the villains aren't necessarily proactive. But Kaido just goes around smacking people with his club, and that's actually pretty entertaining to see. So I would say good job on Oda for that. That's what makes Kaido more likable than a lot of other characters, is that he goes around and actually smacks people around. So that's cool. And then we transition to the next part of the chapter. Like this third page, it's weird. Oda says that he wants to finish the story like as fast as possible, but he keeps adding so many panels and pages to chapters that don't accomplish anything. It's very reminiscent of the pacing in Dressrosa. Um, so we get a transition where we're on the third floor of the castle interior. Young Master Yamato has been spotted openly carrying Momonosuke. Something's wrong. Wait, what happened to the shackles? And Yamato says the exact same thing that Yamato has been saying, or basically the only thing that Yamato has been saying. That's right, I'm not a prisoner anymore. I am Odin. That's not. Why show that? I don't know. Basically a waste of 3 panels, but whatever. Then we transition to Momonosuke, who is in the attic, and maybe it's the TCB translations, but it kind of came off as like funny, where it's like, Shinobu, yeah? It seems I cannot afford to die. I don't know, it's a bit awkward. We'll see what Momo figures out. And then Shinobu, the best scabbard, says, what are you saying? Of course you can't. And then Momo starts remembering how his sister got pegged, and he starts freaking out. And then we transition to the Skull Dome live floor. So the Momo stuff's fine. It just kind of it's just there. No issue with that. I thought that was fine overall. Skull Dome live floor. This chopper bit is awful. I'm not going to lie. It is structurally ridiculous and so forced. Oh my gosh. Disappointment in Oda, to be honest. So we see Chopper throwing Queen around with candy arrows in his back, and he's in Monster Point. Queen not fighting back because why would the antagonist do anything? And then Sparrow's just there shooting candy arrows. Chopper says, none of my attacks are working on him, damn it. My gigantification may last longer now, but I have less than 10 minutes left. And we get the most random flashback off screen to Caesar talking about the Rumble Balls. You know, it would have been so much better if Oda had actually done any setup for Chopper at all. It's like, this seems so forced. And not only does it seem forced, but it doesn't actually tackle the issue that Chopper is going through. Caesar says, gigantification that only lasts a meager 3 seconds? Why bother? But if I stay on Monster Point any longer, then what? Are you really that delicate? And then Caesar talks about how if he tampered the drug, he could make Monster Point last longer. But, like, lasting longer doesn't matter. Chopper can't hurt him. I don't know. There's, like, this weird thing where I feel like Oda should have just said, you could be stronger. Not Monster Point needs to last longer, because Chopper sucks. He doesn't need Monster Point to last longer. He needs to get good. He's literally using kids' attacks on Queen. He's just throwing him around. And, like, this is so randomly put in. Like, Chopper fighting Queen? Please. And the meanwhile, Queen is using Boro Boro breath. Also, did you notice, like, dude, what the fuck is Marco doing? Why is Chopper one-on-one-ing Queen? We see that Sparrow is attacking Chopper, but in a random separate panel in this chapter when Bao Huang's making the announcement, Marco's just in a corner. What the hell is Marco doing? This bum. This dumbass bird. Oh my god. Marco, dude. Marco and King just... It's a clown fiesta. It's funny. So from the Chopper section, we have the announcement, quote unquote, to all of the people that Luffy lost. you know, could Oda have made like this is it? This literally is a complete waste of like not only is like the structure of this entire page whack, but just there's like no meaning to it. The only people that even really seem to care are like Zoro and Sanji. The rest of the crew's like, whatever. Here's a single panel showing that they're basically doing the exact same thing they were doing before. No tension, nothing. It's just a quick update. Luffy's defeated. Oh no, let's tell everyone that Luffy's been defeated. Oh, whatever. Okay. Cool beans, Uh, but whatever. They all get told missed opportunity there from Oda. Not the worst. It's not the worst. Not nearly as bad as this Kiku section. Just a missed opportunity, I would say. Oda could have done so much more because the entire purpose of having Luffy lose right of way is to create doubt or to create drama, to create suspense within his crewmates, and he doesn't do anything. The characters don't really seem to care. Law actually, like, Law, Sanji, and Zoro seem to care the most. But then we move on to the Kiku section. Oh my god. Dude, so let me tell you a story. When I read the spoilers that detailed this Kiku section, I was like, oh, that's bad. Like, what? That's so random. Okay. And then when I read it, like I saw the panels, I laughed. I could not help but give out a full belly laugh at this sequence of events because it's just so mind-bogglingly pointless. Kiku getting stabbed is so funny. All right. Let's go over. Oh my god. Okay. So let's go over it. I guess when Yamato left the attic, Yamato just let the stairs down so that anyone could walk up into the attic. Because Kanjuro walks by and sees the entrance not even blocked off. What are these idiots doing? So he's just like, oh, I found him. I found him. Oh, Kinemon and Momonosuke, like, oh no, actually, no, we know. Kinemon and, wait, how does Kinemon and them get, whatever. Okay, actually correct myself. Kinemon and Kiku, I guess, they don't know the layout of the mansion, but I guess they were able to find it. Maybe they opened the stairs. Who the hell knows? Whatever, they go up there. Kinemon is talking to Momonosuke. I like this part where, Momonosuke's trying to get off a message, but it gets cut off. And then this fucking clown, this clown Kanjuro comes out as Oden again. And enough already. It's not him. How dare you attempt to pull this sick farce again? Kiku just starts crying. What are you doing, Kiku? Stop calling me that while wearing this. And then Kiku falls. He gets stabbed. And then Kiku says to Kinemon, forgive me, the lingering snow is finally melting. So I can tell the dawn is near. Holy shit. Wano's dawn will still shine in the afterlife. And then Kinemon, he just one-shots Kanjuro. Someone had to close the curtain on my life. Holy shit. After all, while I was performing on stage, you were my best friend, and he just falls down. Dude, holy shit. What was the point of all of this? What did it accomplish? Had you just had Kanjuro been killed by Kiku at the beginning, nothing would have changed between then and now. As soon as Kanjuro gets here, he gets folded immediately. Kiku gets folded immediately. Like, it just happens right away. No build up, nothing. No sequence of events. Oda just says, fuck it. Fuck it. It's over. Kaido's coming. Get bonked on the head. What? What was the point? Oh my god. This shit is so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Jeez. The Kaido bonk looks cool though. I'll give credit. The Kaido panel of him bonking Kinemon looks amazing. It does look good. Oh. And then the chapter's over. Oh. Yeah. Kiku literally promised Kinemon that she wouldn't mess up killing. It just, dude. It almost feels like Oda was just like, fuck it. It's over. Who cares? I don't care. The fans don't care. Get it over with. Have Kiku start crying. Oh man. And then, what are the odds on these people still being alive, huh? Just, like, Yo, Kaido is literally trying to like carry this stuff on his back by looking cool. Oh. All dead, all alive. Yo, if the thing is, if Kiku dies from this, I'm not gonna lie, this would be on Pedro levels of hilarity. It would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. How does it feel to enjoy Wano for once? Thinking emoji. Definitely, yeah. This is Oda we're talking about. The thing with this is that, like, going back to being serious instead of memeing, because I use these streams to get my memes out. Going back to being serious, this is one of the repercussions that you have with Oda and the way that he doesn't or does treat death is that whenever you keep baking it and you having cliffhangers, you basically just get dead. Like, it's diminishing returns, because whenever they actually die, people stop caring because they're like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that they're dead. And if if it's revealed that they're actually dead, people go, I don't care. Like, you tease it too many times, I've lost all thought for it. And in the way that Oda's done this, which seems to have been horribly rushed, for a reason that I can't quite understand. It's it doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at these sequence of events and pick out like, yeah, that's not very good. It does make me wonder. I hate this thought because it's an insult to Oda. But with what's been going on with the anime, I really do wonder if Oda is just leaving blueprints. Just like, here's the conclusion. Toei, you deal with the build-up. I'm not sure. But not very good. So to wrap up everything, the Kaido portions are cool for the most part. I mean, there's some structural things, but the overall content of the Kaido stuff, great. Like that. Kaido doing stuff. Everything else in the chapter, outside of Momo's panel, bad, I would say. The Kiku stuff is legitimately bad. It's so bad it's funny. The Chopper stuff is uncalled for, unasked, forced. But nothing ridiculous, nothing too special in this chapter, I would say, in terms of like, Oda doing something different. The main takeaway from this chapter is obviously going to be Kaido saying Joy Boy, Momo talking about, how he absolutely can't die. So Oda is setting up these lore drops that we're going to get eventually, so that leaves you looking forward to the future when it comes to potential Kaido flashback or the knowledge that Momonosuke has. Because Momonosuke having this knowledge matters in the long run for Momonosuke's future involvement in the story past Wano. Whereas Denjiro, he'll show up someplace. Yes, Jared's correct. I do not rate the chapters anymore. Why did Kaido say Luffy isn't Joy Boy? Can you explain? Well, I think I mean, we won't know the answer until we know the answer. But I mean, I feel like that's kind of like straightforward. It links back to the, how high can you go? We know that the story of One Piece is all about fulfilling predestined stuff, which people don't like to talk about. But that's like the kind of the point of One Piece is, it's your stereotypical plot line for the hero's journey, which is the chosen one, the destined child. Kaido just doesn't think that Luffy's basically, the destined child to fulfill the Ancient Kingdom prophecy. That's what you would gather from that. What do I think of Kiku's corny speech? Rewind 5 minutes. Do you have any ideas on who the Joy Boy is and also who Kaido thought it was before Luffy? Probably going to assume that Kaido thought it was Rocks. Oh, $5 Australian from Christian. You still hope Vivi is Joy Boy? Not looking too good, Christian. Not looking too good. Do I think that we will see Gear 5 in round 3? Is that necessary? And like, as a question, is that necessary? When we look at the previous momentums of like this quote unquote fight, it's not necessary. Because the entire, like, it would basically be changing kind of like the entire purpose of the fight. The fight I mean, I'm not going to comment on like my opinion of like, what's good or bad about the fight. But the fight has been clearly pointing towards a couple of power ups being the game changer. Rio, this cock, this big old cock stuff. And Kaido says, no, that's not like Kaido says it wasn't strong enough. He just said your technique wasn't good enough. To go from that to a completely new gear seems a bit disingenuous. It's like, well, why would you set up the other two things if you're just going to solve the problems with a new gear? I don't know. I don't find it to be necessary. Did I see Roger's reaction to Jiraiya? Yes, yes. Oh, that was a fabulous reaction. I was crying with Roger, man. Seeing him get so emotional, that was a great thing to see. Oh, Khan's back. Khan is. I think I saw a few tweets on Twitter talking about Khan. It's good that Khan's back, man. That's probably one of the purest, most genuine souls that I've ever had the pleasure of watching. Back when I was watching his, pre-time skip One Piece reactions. And life has dealt Khan a rough hand. I only wish him the best. I just really hope that things work out for him with his family and that he can just enjoy One Piece the way that I know that Khan will. He deserves happiness. Uh, yeah, I know Memento. I was commenting on the fact that if we go by logic, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I wasn't bringing in the right, any negativity from that perspective. $5 from Sasha's Lord. What if Luffy starts glowing underwater and the Sea King save the Child of Prophecy? Gear 4 Joy Man. Yo. So, since we're on this topic, let's just talk about Luffy being in the water. Okay, so I don't want to prejudge this plot line, but am I the only one feeling some kind of bullshit go off with how Luffy's going to get out of the water? Most of the people that would normally rescue Luffy have devil fruits. And now that he's sinking in the water, it's going to take some stuff to save Luffy. And I saw an idea floating on Twitter that I thought was right up Oda's alley, but would be one of the worst choices that I could think of. And that is the fucking octopus at the beginning of the arc that was randomly on the ship comes in and saves Luffy from being defeated by Kaido. The fucking octopus. Oh no. Oh no. Or what if it's Jinbei's crew? The Sun Pirates are just randomly there. Arlong shows up. Oh no. Octopus is the lurking legend. Yo, Christian, I saw that fan art of Shanks saving Luffy, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, maybe in like if that could potentially work, although it would take everything away from Luffy, so that's why it's not happening. Um, I've seen people comment on Law's submarine. Um, that seems like a logical outcome. Law's submarine just saving him. Um, maybe a bit anticlimactic, but it's the logical conclusion. Or if it's the Kung Fu Dugons, the Dugons. Dritz, do you think part of the art decline is also due to the switch to full digital by Oda? Oh, actually, Sen, that is a good transition for a topic. Now, I've been talking about this since whenever I was actually doing videos, so like, 17 years ago. Back when I was reviewing the beginning of Wano, I commented on the steady and noticeable decline of Oda's art when it comes to paneling and drawing the characters, and the characters being drawn disproportionate to what their character design is. I actually noticed that a few times in this chapter. Very sloppy line work. Now, as to why or what caused that, it's not necessarily a big deal for me. Although it does, whenever Oda crams his panels full of stuff, it can be detrimental to the story. But what caused it? Well, there was an interview quite a while ago. I want to say sometime during Whole Cake Island, where Oda talked about the difficulties he's had continuing to draw Pandaman. And he said that Pandaman was becoming increasingly hard for him to draw because his eyesight was getting so bad that it was hard for him to focus and fit him into panels. Now, maybe that has something to do with it. Digital could be it as well, but I mean, Oda's had lots of practice by now. I mean, it's not like to chop it up to digital, Sen, would kind of be like, well, is Oda just not finishing lines because of digital when he's like done that for like cover spreads and stuff like that? I don't know. It doesn't seem to be telling the full story. I'm going to actually put part of that on Oda's health. Oda's health, or his declining health, as well as Oda's newly refined thought process for the post time skip. I don't necessarily think it's digital, but that digital could be a factor. Zunisha saving Luffy? Oh no. Oh no, Zunisha. Oh no. No, it's a water spirit. Yeah, I'm responsive when I can be, okay? Did I get your super chat? Let me go ahead and open up the Streamlabs and check for you, man. I didn't actually see it. I'm usually pretty good about seeing that stuff. Oh, okay. I see it here, Nicholas. Kinemon looks so disappointing. Kiku. You're right. You're right. Just you forgot that Koma-chan can swim too. Koma-chan. Koma-chan. Is that the dog? Komachio? Big Mom Pirates saving Luffy. Yo, what if my prophecy of Katakuri somehow saving Luffy? Yo. And then, okay, yeah, Katakuri saves Luffy from the water and then gives Luffy CPR with his freaking fangs. And he just, like, tenderly sucks on Luffy's neck. Do you think Oda has assistants to help with art, or does he do everything by himself? I mean, from what I know, Oda has numerous assistants. I think it's somewhere between like 8 to 10 assistants. I remember vaguely seeing that. I'm not sure what the responsibilities are with art, and I don't know if we're ever going to find out without Oda strictly saying it. But I'm sure that much like most mangaka, Oda still handles at least 70% of the work. At the least, I would say. Dritz, what if the Sea Kings save Luffy? Would that be bad for the story? Sea Kings, um, the Sea Kings, which we have not even seen in Wano waters, randomly coming into the Onigashima shoreline or the Wano shoreline and saving Luffy. You know, is the idea of Sea Kings saving Luffy bad? No, the idea itself, but is there setup for it? Would it be satisfying? No. In this instance, no, because there's not really been a whole lot to kind of make that feel satisfying. It just feels like an ass pull. I think the Nets are winning the championship. Yes, I do. I don't think any team can beat them in a 7-game series. They're just too good. Luffy will activate Haki and swim himself. The anime show. What? Does that make sense? Am I excited for Enma versus Mihawk? Yo, Mihawk about to get folded by Enma. Then what is Momo hearing? I never said it wasn't possible. I said, would it be satisfying? The answer is no. If Momo in this chapter is randomly hearing the voices of Sea Kings, that's not a good enough explanation as to why they came there. Like, as an example of something that felt mysterious, that felt satisfying, that was a good way to save an island or to save a situation, you can actually look to the post time skip. Look to Fishman Island with Shirahoshi, Poseidon, its capabilities. Not only was it built up for a while, we had the Fisher Tiger flashback where introduced it, showed us the concept, showed us what happens when Shirahoshi gets upset, showed that Sea Kings are kind of nearby. And then when Shirahoshi gets angry, or at the end of the arc, when the Noah is falling down, the Sea Kings come, and the Noah was built for the Sea Kings to pull it, and it makes more of it's more satisfying, more mysterious for them to come, for them to talk. That's good. That's good. But there hasn't really been that sort of setup, that sort of payoff to make it feel earned, to make it feel satisfying for Luffy to randomly be saved by Sea Kings here. There isn't that buildup, so there's a disconnect. Would it be a good or bad thing if Luffy Luffy got amnesia? No. Is that how the raid's failing? Luffy gets amnesia and joins Kaido's crew? And then Zoro becomes the captain? What's a satisfying way for Luffy to be saved? Let me think. The only satisfying way, to be honest, the option that I originally thought Oda was going to go with was like the most obvious one to me, but I guess obviously I was wrong. But it's no longer maybe possible. Maybe it could still happen, But originally, I thought that Luffy would be saved because in the chapter where Luffy was defeated or leading up to it, there were panels showing that Momonosuke was like actively sensing the presence of the fight. He felt that it was, Luffy and Kaido up there. And I thought, okay, well, Luffy just got bonked, and he's falling to the ocean. So shouldn't Momonosuke feel the disconnect in the presence and maybe act on it? And then maybe you can have this thing where Momonosuke has always had this fear of turning into a dragon. He doesn't like it. It's incorporated with being a bad thing. He doesn't like to fly. Maybe you could have a chapter dedicated to Momonosuke overcoming this fear in a moment of desperation, turning into his dragon form, and then saving Luffy. Because then you wrap up a few things there, and I think that's actually quite satisfying. Didn't happen. Which I was shocked because I thought that was 100% where Oda was going for. What Oda was going for. But oh well, maybe it could still happen. I mean, Momo ate a quote unquote devil fruit. Maybe he can swim. Maybe he can still do it. But Kaido's kind of on his ass right now, so. Couldn't Sanji just go get him? Well, that's why I said satisfying. It's more satisfying for Momonosuke to do that because you have character motivations at stake. You have plot lines you can wrap up for the sake of Luffy, and it would feel good. It would feel good. Shanks, Christian, if Shanks comes and saves Luffy, then it takes all of the glory away from Luffy. Someone made a post about you on Reddit because of this. Yo, I've made it. Yo, am I Reddit famous? Oh boy. I'm sure they're saying all sorts of positive things about me. Also, gents, it is that time of the stream right now. It is bathroom time, boys and girls. So let me find a song to play real quick. And your boy gonna get busy. Let's play some Donkey Kong 64 music. And I'm back. What's popping, as the kids say? Shuffling noises. Not even the DK rap. No, I wanted to play something that people probably hadn't heard of, Christian. Yo, you guys already know I take the fast poops, okay? Starting to get down, down. It's a good song, actually. There's a reason I had it liked. I actually like the beat for that. Guys, you don't have to go on to the Reddit to defend me or to agree. Maybe you agree. Whatever the case may be, just let them have their fun, man. Yeah, I'm actually kind of I'm interested in going back and seeing exactly because I was just going with it, man. That was fun. How do you think Hiyori got to Onigashima to patch up the scabbards? I'm not really too strung up on the hows. I'm sure Oda will come up with a reason for the same reason that Tama found her way to Onigashima, which was aboard speed ship. There will just be some reason, right? The logistics don't particularly matter to me in that regard. I don't think it's imperative to know. Well, sometimes I give honest critiques, Trayvon. But let's not get it twisted. I'm an asshole, especially on stream when I'm just vibing and talking to you guys, and I'm not like having a discussion with somebody where I'm trying to be serious 100% of the time. I am literally trolling half of the time when I'm streaming, when I'm not talking like this, when I'm not making serious commentary. Whenever I am like making metaphors and like stupid comparisons, I'm trolling. And obviously, if you are someone who doesn't like the idea of me criticizing One Piece, then it kind of exaggerates the situation. So when I was laughing for 3 minutes straight talking about the Kiku situation, yo, yeah, I'm pretty sure that people are probably gonna get mad at that because I'm not cool, calm, and collected. Yo. Yo, 5 R's from Felipe. Top 10 smartest Hunter x Hunter characters. Oh, you think I know Hunter x Hunter? Insane. I don't know. I mean, I can't say anything off the top of my head. Dritz has the Philosopher's Stone in his heart. That's right. Dritz, do you care for these playoffs? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I care. Because I'm actually interested in kind of like the second round and the conference finals. I want to see if Philly at their best has a chance against Brooklyn. I want to see. And obviously, I have doubts when it comes to the Lakers. So yeah, actually, I'm fairly interested in these playoffs, to be honest. What happened to Perospera versus Marco? That's another thing that kind of confused me about this chapter was leading up to this, Oda is doing things that they're not where you would conclude, like where you would deduce what would happen. So like, whenever Marco attacked Big Mom, Perospero comes in, Big Mom's like, hey Perospero, shoot Marco and wink wink, kill him for me, wink wink. Perospero's like, I got you, mama. And then, Big Mom bitches out and runs away, right? Then Perospero folds the Minx and he goes back into the fight. So you think, oh, he has kind of like a grudge against Marco. He said he always wanted to do this to Marco, always wanted to finish him off. Well, he'll probably show back up to hurt Marco. That's the obvious conclusion. Not only does he not get an introduction panel, Perospero off screen comes into the fight and just starts shooting Chopper. A bit anticlimactic, I would say. But the Marco stuff's probably still going to happen. How do I feel about Luka and Kawhi? I think both are phenomenal players. I think Luka's the better player, though. Kawhi is obviously better defensively, although I don't think Kawhi is nearly as good as he was in the past defensively. Because Kawhi is 29, but he's basically got the body of like a 32-year-old. Luka's better offensively for his team. He's kind of like in the way that LeBron's better, where you can create stuff. Kawhi has been playing really good in these series. Offensively, he's been playing very well. It's just, there are other issues at stake. Luka's real, though. Luka is popping off. Dritz, it would legit be hilariously tragic if Robin's fight got off-screened. Yes, it would. It depends on what your guys' definition of an off-screen is. What limit do you have to go to before you call something an off-screen? Genuine question for the chat. What would have to happen for you to not call Robin's fight an off-screen? Because we see in this chapter and in many of the what's happening panels that the fights are going on, things are kind of happening. At what point is it an off-screen? At what point is it not an off-screen? Has the story shown that Queen is hockey? No. Not that I know of. Cal Craig says, Wano is one of my least favorite arcs. Where do you rank it, Dritz? I'm not sure if this is a bait or not. I feel like I have to say this. I somehow say this every stream, but I'm going to answer your question, Craig, because I think it's a genuine question. Wano is my least favorite arc in the story of One Piece. Was Neji right about his spiel on Destiny? Yes, he was. Not an on-screen if we see the end of the fight and how they learn to defeat the boss. To be honest, Dritz, I don't think none of the Tobi-Roppo fights will be highlighted. We're probably just going to get final attacks and clashes. Any chance you are bronze sexual? I think I am. 2016, turn me on. LeBron's my favorite player. Although I am very critical of LeBron, as I am everything. But yeah, LeBron's my favorite player. I go where LeBron go, baby. Dritz, do you believe that Morge is correct and that the raid may fail? No, me and Morge do not see eye to eye on that topic. No, I don't think the raid's failing. And despite whatever's happening, I basically said that we would get to this point in the arc where it looks like Luffy's defeated, and this is the standard. I think people kind of get in a hubbub about it. I know the good intentions behind why Morge wants the raid to fail. I've talked to him personally many times. Me and Morge good friends, obviously. So I know where his intentions come from. But for me, when I'm looking at the structure of the arc, this fits most structures of most arcs in One Piece, which is Luffy fights the bad guys, gets beat up. There comes a point in the fight where there is a moment where the fans go, where Oda tries to make it seem like Luffy has been defeated for good, and then Luffy gets back up again and again, and he gets back up, and there's going to be a ticking time bomb in the arc. This has been going on since the pre-time skip. There's a ticking time bomb in most arcs in One Piece that, oh, we have to do this before X happens or something bad, blah, blah, blah. The Senate's going to blow up. We have that with Wano. We have the looming threat of Onigashima falling on the capital. We get to the point where it's like, oh no, the capital is about to be destroyed. If only someone would be here to save it. No, I mean, it's Birdcage, same thing. Noah falling. Punk Hazard, we had the gas. They had to leave the area before the gas killed everybody. Whole Cake Island is basically Big Mom. No, so yeah, I mean, this is just following the arc structure as far as I can tell. Alabasta, we had the nuke. Sky Island, we had Enel destroying the island. Thriller Bark, we had you have to defeat Moria before the sun comes up, or otherwise, everyone dies, you lose your shadows, blah, blah, blah. Marineford is we have to rescue Ace before he's executed. That's the timeline. Water 7, we have to rescue Robin before the gates of justice close, because once she goes past the gates of justice, we'll never be able to see her again. Happens in every arc. It's for it to not be an off screen. It has to be fleshed out at 1.5 chapters, and Robin having some sort of an emotional arc and good interactions and dialogue between Robin and Black Maria. Emotional arc for it to be classified as an off screen. These two things don't make sense to me. I would like an emotional arc, but that doesn't. If if the fight was just straight up hands and there was a beginning and an end, but there wasn't an emotional arc, I mean, I wouldn't classify as an off screen. Moria's powers were retconned to Marineford. What wasn't Sen? Dritz, was it bad writing for Naruto to be the chosen one / reincarnation of Ashura? Is this trope a flawed one, or was the execution just bad? At least Naruto had to work hard to have his title. Well, Naruto working hard kind of is like a gray territory. Does it go against the themes of what Naruto was trying to portray? Yes, it does. Now, is the idea of Naruto being the chosen one or the reincarnation of Ashura in of itself a bad idea? No, most ideas they have potential. Was it executed well? You better believe it wasn't. And that's kind of the main issue. And that's one of the reasons why people do not like the chosen one idea anymore. If you've talked to One Piece fans, whenever it comes up of Luffy being Joy Boy or the reincarnation of Joy Boy, people go, can it not be that? Because they think of all the times where it's like that's not satisfying to them. There's an inherent clash of ideology between Luffy being predestined and what people see One Piece as. And the same thing happened with Naruto. There was an inherent clash between Naruto being the chosen one and the theme that Naruto is trying to incorporate. And the issue with it is that clashes are fine, but Kishimoto never handled the inevitable clash of what those ideas were, which is why people meme it, I meme it, and why we say that Neji was right. Everything lies in execution. Dritz, Morge's argument was that the arc lacks tension, that the Ray feeling would give them that the Scabbard's dying doesn't really do that. What's the point? Well, I can't tell you guys everything that me and Morge have talked about because it's basically spoilers. But having talked to Morge numerous times, I know every reason why he wants the raid to fail, why he thinks the raid will fail, and why he believes it has to happen. I know it inside and out. And you know, I have information that I could say, but I won't say it. But you know, me and Morge inherently disagree. I think Morge's idea is actually good, but I think it's an impossible way to incorporate into the story as it is presently. I think the idea, the intent behind the raid failing is what every One Piece fan should essentially want. But it's an impossibility. Because I meant for it to not be an off screen, you need the emotional arc. But that doesn't make sense. You don't have to have an emotional arc for something to be classified as not an off screen. Just I feel like one of the major themes of One Piece is freedom. If the Joy Boy stuff is literal destiny, I feel like that's a contradiction. There is a contradiction, and it's not a bad thing for there to be a contradiction. The issue with One Piece, and this is why, like, oddly enough, among all of the people that have talked about Destiny, I'm the one who's actually probably defended it more often than not. The idea of Destiny in One Piece is fine. I have no issue with it as long as Oda tackles the inherent contradiction that exists. If Oda relates the destiny aspect of One Piece to Luffy's idea of freedom and comes to a conclusion, then it's completely fine. An issue will be made if that does not happen. Also, Senna's right. Aang is a great example of a Chosen One archetype done right. Aang is literally, I mean, the Avatar is literally the Chosen One, and Aang struggles with the idea of being the Chosen One for virtually the entire series. Is one of the reasons why Avatar is so fucking good. The logistics are too hard to pull off at this scale and point in the story. What are the logistics, Christian? The Destiny stuff? So, Dritz, if Naruto rejected being the Chosen One and decided to be his own person, would that have been better? You don't necessarily have to reject it. You just have to tackle the fact that, so like, let's break it down this way. In the same way that this would have to be tackled with Luffy, it's like, okay, you live your life based on the idea that it's through hard work and choice, this is what you want to do. But then you learn that basically your entire life was destined to happen. You are the chosen one. The choices that you made have basically been predetermined. Those, like, that reality needs to be reflected in the mindset of the main character and for them to come to a conclusion as a result of it. If they're okay with it, if they defy it, or if they don't agree, then whatever. You have to just tackle that idea. What's my overall thoughts about the chat room, my boy? Yo, what's up, Ivan? Welcome to the stream. Overall thoughts? Um, I mean, basically what I've been saying for a while, which is, you know, man, not good. Dritz, which is better, Hunter x Hunter or Full Metal Alchemist? I'll tell you which one I like more. I like Hunter x Hunter more than Fullmetal Alchemist. Oh, the raid failing Christian. Yeah. I agree with you there. 100%. Dritz, did you watch the Masked Man's video on why Johan is the best antagonist in manga? No, I didn't. Dritz, do you think the Will of D in general implies some more prophecy predetermined path? Yes. I mean, it now it kind of does with like the prophecy stuff. But prior to all of this prophecy predestined, it's kind of more like someone will eventually find the truth because people have laid out the crumbs for someone who's curious enough to find the truth, and do something with it. So like there's a sort of prophecy section about it, but now it's becoming more mystical in nature. So what would you rate One Piece as a whole? Are you asking for a number? I don't do. Let me ask you. Clarify what you expect me to say when you say rate. Are you expecting a number? Are you expecting just like a sentence? What do you want to hear? Because I don't do numbers. Would the logistics of the raid feeling make more sense if Wano is more than 200 chapters? Oh God, oh man, 200 chapters. Oh, I mean, but to answer the question, would it make more sense if it was? I mean, yeah, it would. It would also make more sense if like this failure happened when it was the raid failing stuff. The idea was basically set in place for Act 1, but nothing really happened as a result of it. The idea of the raid feeling isn't based on the premise that the raid needs to fail. It's based on the premise that the story of Wano is missing a key component that should be there. So the raid failing idea is an idea created by Morge, which he believes in, supported by the story, because Wano is missing a key ingredient in its writing. And he's trying to fix that with the raid failing idea. Do I like Momo more? Do I like Momo more? Nothing's really happened. I'll just say I like Momo less in Wano than I did prior to Wano. I actually liked Momonosuke and Punk Hazard. I liked his moments aboard the crew outside of one, and I liked Momonosuke and Zoe. I think that Wano has not been great for Momonosuke. I think it's been very underwhelming. So nah. Can't say I'm happy for Momonosuke and Wano as a character. Christian says, I don't mind the prophecy stuff if the prophecy exists for someone to fulfill. Yeah, I'm of the same mindset, Christian. I don't mind the prophecy stuff if it's essentially like a puzzle that's set up in place for someone that's curious enough. If they want to do it, they can do it. In the same way where it's like, Roger wanted to find out the truth because it was kind of like a game. He went there, he's like, oh, I can't do nothing. But now it's turned into this predetermined prophecy. It will happen in 20 years' time. I don't like that. For me, that kind of ruins like the mysticism and fun I was having with the idea of everything being constructed as a sort of game for someone out there at some point in time in the future to find. I don't like this prophecy stuff that's being rammed down the narrative's throat here in Wano. Not a fan, personally. How are you, Dritz? Yo, what's up, Pirate King? Has anybody asked you who do you think is speaking to Momo? There's not a whole lot to go on, is there? I mean, it's either like some random animal, Zunisha, God forbid, the Sea Kings. Maybe it's the octopus. Sure, a sentence or comparison, maybe with another series. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to bring in another series because that always brings up negative feelings. I'll just try and say my overall thoughts on One Piece are is that I like One Piece, but I think it's been in a severe decline for a decade. Favorite arc in One Piece? Um, my technical favorite is a saga, not just one arc, but the Summit War saga is my favorite saga in the series. Favorite individual arc? Well, I mean, I guess Marineford includes post Marineford, which has the Sabo flashback. So probably Marineford. Not the best technically writing wise, but do I think that Oda is going through writer's fatigue? Well, I think every writer at some point in time, whether or not you're, it doesn't matter how passionate it is about you are about your story, you're going to go through fatigue at one point or another. That's just kind of the nature of writing in general. I would be absolutely shocked if Oda had never experienced writer's fatigue. Just did you see Queen's Dino Neck? Yeah, I think we've seen Queen extended a couple times before. Christian says, I think it could be that Wano is on a turtle and it's talking to Momo to warn him about a turtle? A toidle? It shouts to Avatar. Is it me or Denjiro has disappeared? I mean, he's just around, man. Favorite post time skip arc? Oh, favorite post time skip arc? Probably Dressrosa at this point. Have I gotten any progress done on the script at work? Send. Thank you for asking. Actually, yeah. I don't have my computer at work yet, so I can't like officially work on it at work. But I have made progress on the script. I've edited around 15 pages, so we're actually making pretty good progress. How does Kyle know about Joy Boy? We'll find out with his flashback. Dritz, when Robin entered the room with Sanji and Big Mom, she said, I can bloom anywhere. Does this imply that this is a clone? I mean, what's the clone sacrifice itself for Brook to get the final hit? I mean, sure. I don't necessarily know if it's imperative that that needs to be the case, Hunter. I feel like that was kind of more like a generality with her abilities. I don't think it's a hint that her clone's sacrificing herself. Well, like, I mean, it could be the case, I suppose. Just in Eastern mythology, there's a story about a white tiger, a dragon, a phoenix, and a giant turtle. White tiger. Okay, but how does this story actually connect to the narrative? Do I still have hope for Kid? No, not like I once did. I've said before that I think that Kid will quote unquote still do something, but it's not going to be in a manner that I would consider anywhere close to being good or satisfying. I think Kid's he's a lost cause. I have no reason to think that Kid will turn into the character that he should have been. and always should have been. He's gone. Have I read Holy Land? I have not read Holy Land. Do I think Oda doesn't have it in him anymore to make Blackbeard top 1 villain end of series? Clans, what does that mean? Oda doesn't have it in him to make Blackbeard the top 1 villain? Can you expand on that? I'm not really sure. Oda doesn't have it in him. Dritz, are you cool with Nami having ties with a Yonko? Because I'm not. Expand upon that, Bill. What do you mean having ties? What do I think of the idea that Whitebeard thought Ace was Joy Boy? Oh, please no. No, 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 please. No, 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 no. I would dislike that. Ugh. What if Rox thought of himself as Joy Boy, so he did the massacre? Want to take over the world because he did history? I mean, that's possible. Spake. Stop capping. Kid has been playing his part in the. Playing his part in the war, put up his greatness. Dude, his character's gone, Mo. His character's gone. I don't care what meathead feet he gets. Have I read or watched anything good recently? Well, I've still been reading To Your Eternity. I think To Your Eternity has an incredibly strong start, but I think it wanes off. Is he saying that because he's saying Kaido boring? Wait. Okay, wait, who? What about Nami having ties? What? Basically, he fumbles with Blackbeard's character. Oh, doesn't have him in it anymore to make Blackbeard number 1 because he fumbles the character. Well, those are kind of two separate things, clans. Like whether or not Oda fumbles the character, I mean, it's probably gonna happen, but whether or not he fumbles the character, it's not the same as having it in him to make him the number 1 villain, right? Related some way, Nami being a distant relevant of Big. Do not. Oh no. Nami a distant relative of one of the worst characters? No, please. Oda. I know she's a woman, but come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, to the idea of Nami being a distant relative or having a tie to a Yonko, let's extrapolate this to something that once upon a time when I thought that Nami was a character, I thought that Oda was going to do something with her. Was that if you go back to Romance Dawn, not the first chapter of One Piece, but like the prototypes of One Piece, Nami's original backstory includes an element where she's basically the daughter of a pirate. An unknown pirate, because similar to how Nami is now, she basically got lost as a child, abandoned as a child, and grew up not knowing who her real family was. I always thought that if Nami mattered to the story, that Oda would probably bring that back in at some point or another, and I thought it would be related to one of the stronger pirates or one of the more influential pirates in the story. That seems like it's obviously not the case. There's nowhere to tie it in. So yeah. I think that could have been something that Oda maybe wanted to toy with at one point in time, but it's kind of hard to think about it now. Does Hunter x Hunter have any bad arcs? Bad. Where I think it's Garbo. No. I don't think Hunter x Hunter has any bad arcs. I think Hunter x Hunter is fairly consistent. I think Hunter x Hunter has some meh arcs. But straight up bad? No. Have I read or watched either One Punch Man or Mob Psycho? Watched season 1 of One Punch Man when it was airing. Read the manga by one up until the end of the Garo arc. And then haven't touched it since. I haven't read Murata stuff. FYI. Have I watched Your Name? I have not watched Your Name. Have I watched Invincible? No. But if I were to absorb Invincible, I'd probably read the comic because I've heard it's significantly better. Dritz, what are your thoughts on Arthur's Library of Ohara's One Piece reveal project? What is it? What is it? I don't know. Enlighten me. I don't pay attention to these things. Tesla says, "Hey Dritz, did the Shinobi War arc stretch out too long? I felt like the worst part was the summoning of the Ten Tails and Madara acquiring the Sage of Six Paths powers." Yeah, I mean that's definitely where it started to dip. Since the beginning of the final arc in Naruto with the Fourth Great Ninja War, I even back then, whenever I didn't really know what the hell I was talking about when it came to writing, I never liked the last, like the premise of the last arc, because it basically came down to Kishimoto ran out of villains to actually create a war and artificially created opponents with Edo Tensei, one of the worst plot devices I've seen. So for me, that was always at, you know, the tension was like, Edo Tensei, gay, got it. But I think, yeah, things started to go downhill as soon as the architect from from the Matrix was introduced into Naruto. Sage of the Six Paths should never have been reintroduced ever. Not in the way that he was, at least. That was awful. Oh my god, that was so bad. Just remember, I'm coming back to you again next chapter when Kid gets his moment, and I'll be here waiting, Mo, and I'll be saying, Mo, I'll be saying, "Oh, cool, Kid got a meathead moment. That does wonders for his character." Yo, Draco, why are you so shit? Yo, Draco, not gonna lie, I was shitting at Smite yesterday. I lost 2 games and got demoted. Which arc was better, Land of Waves or Arlong Park? Hmm. Land of Waves or Arlong Park? Now that is difficult. Land of Waves or Arlong Park? Man, I want to say Land of Waves is more consistent than like I would say it's consistently of like a higher value than Arlong Park, but I don't know. Land of Waves emotional highs are on par with Arlong's Park as well. Also, Zabuza is a better. I like Zabuza much more as a villain compared to Arlong. Um, and I like the relationship he had with Haku. Ooh, it's hard because Arlong Park's in my top 5 favorite One Piece arcs, but this is really close. I mean, I really love Nami's character during that portion. I love how it connects with Zoro, Usopp, and Luffy. But there are so many great moments in Land of Waves. God. I'm gonna go with Land of Waves. Not gonna lie. I feel like it's just consistently better. And it doesn't lose to for me in emotional moments. Whatever the most emotional moment is in Arlong Park, I identify with Nami's backstory personally in my own life. So this is kind of hard for me to say because that's one of my favorite arcs. But Land of Waves, I don't know, man. It's for me, it's got a better villain. It's got a better resolution with that villain. Um, Haku's great. Sasuke's great. Naruto's great. Yeah. I'm gonna have to pick Land of Waves, I think. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, you like a Barate more than Arlong Park, Young? I love Baratier. Although I don't know. Obviously, my favorite part of Barate is obviously the Mihawk and Zoro stuff. I think that section is absolutely great. I don't think it reaches the highs that Arlong Park does for me. Just you got to give Kid his credit and respect. He's one of the most pirate-like characters in the series. Cool. That's dope. Just which is better, Hunter x Hunter or Monster? I like Hunter x Hunter way more than Monster. Way more. When will I read Steel Ball Run? Probably not for a long time, to be honest. If I'm being for realsies, probably not for a while. Kid as a character, I know, it shocked me too. Yo, Draco facts. Curious why you think the series has been on a decline since pre-time skip. Corporal Crunch. I am in the process of editing a video that will be the beginning of explaining why I believe that. I feel like Brago swayed you on Hunter x Hunter. Brago? Me and Brago have never even once had a discussion on Hunter x Hunter, to be frank. Actually, the only discussion that me and Bronco has had is not related to my enjoyment of Hunter x Hunter. My opinions on Hunter x Hunter changed when I actually rewatched it and then read the manga from where the anime stopped. Uh, and when I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter, I'm talking about my experience with the anime and then reading where the manga was. And I have to put an asterisk next to Hunter x Hunter because I have not read the manga from beginning to end. I watched the anime, then read the manga from where it picked up. I didn't read it from beginning to end. So, if I were to make like a top manga list, I would not be able to place Hunter x Hunter there because I've only read part of its manga. And if I were just reading the manga of Hunter x Hunter and just weighing it based off of the manga, then inevitably I would have to put Hunter x Hunter below a lot of stuff, probably. Tuning exams are Alabasta. Alabasta. Yeah, I don't have to think much about that. I like tuning exams. I am not the biggest fan of tuning exams. I think they're okay. The eye is cool. Alabasta for me, I like it more. Yo, what's up, Diego? I saw someone apparently already got me on 4K. Uh, that's actually pretty funny. Do I think the Bucks have a shot against the Nets? I think they could. Yeah, if they have a really good game plan, I think they could potentially beat them. Have you made any progress on your monster video? I've put all of my efforts into my actual video. So no progress on the monster script, lad. Sakura Nami is a character. Nami, Nami, easily for me. Oh, my water missed my mouth. What the hell? To be the Nets, you need threes defense and paint dominance. To say Bucks and six. Bucks and six. Oh, I mean, if they dominate, I guess maybe Bucks and six. Just how do you feel about Kinemon blocking the Ragnarok and is still alive next chapter and is still alive by the end of Wano? I mean, I think you already know that. The answer to that, mate. Fucking L. Just I think the biggest difference between the Hunter x Hunter manga and 2011 anime is the tone. I think you would like it. I mean, tone, presentation. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm someone who values story mostly above all else, but the way you tell your story matters. And I don't care what anyone on Twitter says about the art in Hunter x Hunter. Togashi's not that good. I don't think he does a very good job of using his art as a medium. There are things he excels at, but I don't think he's necessarily a great artist. Favorite One Piece character? Ace. Portuguese D. Ace. Thoughts on the Kage Summit and the QB Kushina segment in Naruto? Been a long time since I've seen the Kage Summit. I remember liking the Kage Summit. I remember not really liking the Kushina stuff. I was not actually a fan of that at the time. It's been a long time since I reread it though. What do I think of Shikamaru? Shikamaru dope. Just for Monster, did you watch the anime or read the manga? I read the manga. Who is my least favorite character of any series ever? Um, huh. Any series, man, I probably have some repressed memories of characters that I absolutely hated. I don't know. There's no one that like. I have a lot of like recency bias. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily fair to say. It's probably Sanji at this point. Favorite Naruto filler. My favorite Naruto filler, and I skipped most of the filler, but I watched this one later on once I heard it was like people liked it. Was the Bubble Dude where he got folded by Pain at the end? Unpopular opinion, but the 1999 Hunter x Hunter is better than 2011. I've actually heard that before. I have heard that before. How do you feel about Ace being Frankie's least favorite character? I mean, I understand why, man. We've actually had a one-on-one discussion about that. I think Togashi is strongest as a writer, which is why I think he should just write and work with someone to come up with storyboards for the anime. I agree. I agree. I feel like that'd be the most productive way of doing it. I mean, I don't I don't care so much that Togashi's not the greatest artist. Like I've read one's version of One Punch Man and was able to enjoy it because I actually enjoyed the story. So I can read Hunter x Hunter and get enjoyment out of it. I was live tweeting some of the things that I felt when reading the manga, and I thought that I was satisfied with Togashi's art, even though I didn't think it was good. So art isn't the end all be all, but it does increase the medium as a whole if you can draw well. Um, it's just a matter for Togashi. It's not a matter of he should only write. It's just that where he's at in his life right now, if he wants to finish Hunter x Hunter, he needs to stop drawing because his health can't take it. My favorite Bleach character? Bleach. Okay. Uh, huh. Okay, let me think. It's been so long since I've seen Bleach. I think my favorite character was Byakuya. Catch a series called Legend of the Northern Blade. I think I've heard of that before. Who was my favorite mangaka? Oh, come on, man. When was the last time I've seen Bleach? I can actually give you a rough time frame. Um, let's see. I want to say I watched Bleach when I was, I want to say between 19 and 20. So 7 years ago, maybe. What about the Kashina plotline didn't you like? Um, it's sort of a pet peeve of mine. I did not like the idea of Kushina and Minato, like their soul was being trapped inside Naruto. It kind of felt a bit meh. And when Naruto said, "My mom's smoking hot," I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't hate it, but I was like, whatever. How did I like First Law compared to say Mistborn or Stormlight? Eternal. I mean, to be completely fair, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've read First Law. A vast majority of the story I forget. I only remember being excited at the ending of First Law. Um, but I didn't. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you. What is my favorite arc in Shonen? In Shonen, I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of Shonen, man. Shit, I'd have to probably look up what classifies as Shonen. All Shonen manga. Let's see here. Hmm. I don't know. I'd probably say one of my favorite. I mean, it's a toss up between a Naruto arc and a One Piece arc, probably, with Naruto probably winning. I don't know. Maybe One Piece would win actually. Because I'm not talking best. I'm talking favorite. I don't know. It'd probably be a toss up between like the Marineford, and either Sasuke retrieval or yeah, maybe Sasuke retrieval. Pain. Something like that, probably. Simple question: Vin or Shallan? Um, well, currently not the biggest Shallan fan, but I would take Shallan. Is Stormlight actually that good? Yeah, Stormlight's great. I highly recommend reading it for anybody. Really, to be honest. TBH. Honestly, TBH. LOL. LMFAO. Well, I mean, I can't speak to that, Harveston, because I have not read or watched it. What are some anime manga abilities you think would be fun or useful IRL? I mean, all of them. Oh, R. Kelly, all of them. Dritz, what best shonen battle anime adaptation to you? For me, it's Yu Hakusho, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter 99 because they take advantage of the anime medium to retell the story to its fullest potential. So, what's the best shonen Basically, what's the best shonen manga adaptation that is a an anime? Um, I'd probably have to go between Naruto and Hunter 2011. I haven't seen 99, so I was going off of what I think has been really, really good in terms of their usage of the medium. Just what makes Stormlight so good in your opinion? Like, what does it do well? Oh, yeah. Two main things that draw me to Stormlight is one, character writing. Above all else, everyone knows I love my character writing. I think Stormlight has some very good character writing. And secondly, Stormlight has some absolutely god tier level world building. World building is so good. That's why I tell people, like, if you like One Piece, you'll probably like Stormlight. For me, it kind of felt like finding the Oda of fantasy, and I haven't read a whole lot of fantasy, so I'm just talking about what it felt like first time reading Sanderson. That's what it felt like to me. Yeah, peace out, Zodiac. What do you think of Kung Fu Panda? Never seen it. I know. It's criminal. Yeah, everyone who's read Stormlight knows the world building's insane. Everyone also should know the character writing's pretty damn good. Best Avatar fight? Come on, man. Seiko Katara versus Azula, easily. Who was a better character, Kakashi or Zoro? Uh, Better? I don't know. Who do I like more? I like Zoro. I like Zoro more. I like the dynamics between Zoro and Luffy, and I'll throw Usopp in there as well because there are some great moments with Usopp. I like that more than Kakashi's connection with Team Seven for the most part. Although there are some moments that I really, really like with Kakashi and Team Seven. But I like Zoro more. Be swords in the mouth, as they say. But Mistborn's magic system is superior to Stormlight. Oh yeah, easily superior. I don't even think it's close. Mistborn's magic system is, woo, boy, that's that good shit. That is that good shit. Just, is there anything Oda can do at this point to get you to like Sanji? Yo, that Oda? Nah, someone else have to write the series, man. Oda? How do you feel about Nier from Death Note? I have a confession to make. When I got to Nier in the Death Note anime, back when I was watching Death Note in high school, I just stopped watching. I just stopped watching. But if I but going back momentarily to the Zoro and Kakashi stuff, I think Kakashi is the better developed character in comparison to Zoro. And that shouldn't even be debatable. I think. What Battle Shonen movie you looking forward to? None of them. I don't care. What do I think of Shawshank? The Shawshank Redemption, my favorite movie of all time. I love it. I love it. Which fantasy series do you recommend with overall good writing? I mean, there's gonna be a weakness in any series you go to. I mean, I haven't read all fantasy. I mean, I'm not Daniel Green. Shouts to Daniel Green, booktuber. Um, so I can't give you like a. I've read Malazan. I've read The Wheel of Time. I've read the Dresden Files or some whatever. I'm not that experienced with it. I mean, my fantasy knowledge bit is basically Terry Brooks, R.A. Salvatore, Brandon Sanderson, and that's about it. Out of those, the best one is definitely Brandon Sanderson, and then R.A. Salvatore, and then Terry Brooks. Although there are, I do love some R.A. Salvatore. I'm not gonna fucking lie. What about Luffy? What would it take for? Oh, I don't know, man. With the road that Oda's going down, I don't know if I'm ever going to like Luffy again. Um, that might be a lost cause for me. Kashi as a teacher is garbage. I don't. I've come across very few shonen teachers that I didn't think were cracked in the brain. Oh, just ordered something on DoorDash. Let's go. The Claire Quintet is so freaking good. Oh, we have someone who knows about the greatness. Yo, shout outs to Danica. Shout outs to Catterly Bonaduce, my man. Yo, the Claire Quintet. Mm, love it. Absolutely love it. Luffy or Shin from Kingdom? I haven't read Kingdom in a long time, but probably shouldn't, yeah. Have I read Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings? I mean, I've watched Lord of the Rings, have not read it, and I have not read Game of Thrones or watched Game of Thrones. I haven't watched. I don't watch One Piece anymore. Zest God. So I am not watching the One Piece anime. Now, if Uzumaki Khan brought back his Full Metal Alchemist reactions, I'd watch that. What's my favorite bending? Oh, my favorite bend. I mean, it's fire. I am a fire slut. Do I think some major death will happen in Wano? Depends on what you mean by major. Noir. Like Kaido, is that a major death? I expect that. Is there a main like a like Zoro or Sanji? No. A Straw Hat? No. Scabbard? That's not a major death. Um. So it's basically just the enemies. I expect that. That's a major death. Yo, I still have not read Rhythm of War. Wale. Have I seen Code Geass? No, I have not. Oh, I know all about the Game of Thrones ending, Zoro 180. Whenever the drama was going around, I was watching Game of Thrones video just to see what people had to say. I define major like alliance side. Ooh.
then I mean, I don't count scabbards as as characters, so no, I don't think there's going to be a major death. I don't think Killer would be a major death. But I don't think he's dying. I don't think any Alliance member that would be considered a major death is going to happen in this arc. Just have you watched / read Gintama? If you have opinions, yo. I read the first 16 chapters of Gintama, and I couldn't read more. It was simply just not possible for me. Is there any chance of Law dying anymore? In the series, yes. In Wano, hell no. I wish Oda killed off Chopper. I wish Oda killed virtually every single member of the Straw Hats. So I wouldn't have to see them suffer anymore. Which is better, Monster or Bleach? Dog. You look up Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments. I always wanted to read it, but I had to look up on how to read it from a booktuber. That's crazy. Is Yamato a character yet? No. How important is an ending to a story? Very important. It depends on the kind of story, but generally speaking, endings are important. Some stories can survive with bad endings. Hey, listen, you asked Craig. All right. I just gave you the answer. But anyway, boys, that is going to end the stream. Opinions on Attack on Titan ending? Haven't read it, so no opinions can be formed yet. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, lads, gentlemen. I will see you guys next week for. There's no break, is there? Whatever. Whenever there's a next One Piece chapter, I'll be there. I will obviously re-upload the stream onto my second channel, which is in the description. And thanks for everyone for being here. Thanks for the donations. I really appreciate it. And everyone have very safe poops.